Hi, my name is Willy Appelman. I almost killed myself having sex for the first time. When I was a freshman in college, I was in love with my high school girlfriend. I was a year older than her, so when I went away to college, she stayed home in my small town in southern Vermont. When all my freshman friends were smoking weed and drinking and playing frisbee at midnight, I would spend 45 minutes in the stairwell of my dorm talking to her, thinking it was the best thing ever. I had told her that I loved her, big time loved her, but we had not had sex. So one night I'm sitting in my dorm room at my desk doing some work, and I get a text message from my girlfriend, and she says, "I'm house sitting this weekend. I'm ready." You know what I mean? I'm ready. And to me in that moment, it only meant one thing. I'm a 19-year-old boy, and this is the moment, man, I'm a 19-year-old man, and this is the moment that I've been waiting for my whole life. I was so excited that I literally booked my Greyhound bus back to southern Vermont, right then. Friday comes around, and I pack my bags, and I turn to my roommate, John, who just play Halo with all the dudes on the floor, and they would leave their doors open and yell, and I'm like, "Hey, John, I'm going home to have sex." And John turns to me like I am a soldier going off to war. And he just starts going, "Willy, Willy, Willy." And all the Halo guys on the floor, they kind of perk up and they start going, "Willy, Willy, Willy." And I'm walking down the hallway and they're like, "Willy, Willy, Willy." I've got the support of my home base. Walking like a soldier, on a mission. And I bust open the door, I get on the bus. I'm so horny, so excited. I'm sitting on this Greyhound bus. I'm being shot into space, towards my destiny, essentially. I get off that bus and I've got feet on the ground and I'm in Albany, the capital of sexy. And then my mom picks me up. Little less horny there, but kept it going. Now I'm a secret agent sexy because I'm being cool with my mom. She's like, "Why'd you come home?" "Mom, just stop asking so many questions." I love my mom. And then I took her car over the mountain to this house that my girlfriend was house sitting. Little biographical note, my girlfriend was actually house sitting at our singing teacher's house. She actually taught me that if I get on all my hands and knees, take a deep breath, that I can actually feel the breath in my back. Not super important to the story, but I pull up to this little beautiful cottage and I get out. I'll never forget, it was the middle of winter, the sun was setting, and there are these horses. And they're these perfect, beautiful, majestic horses. And I could just see their breath coming out. And I just look at this horse and it's we're communicating. Oh, yeah. And I'm this moment is gonna change me forever. When I walk into that small, rustic cabin, I am gonna be a man. I almost tiptoe. It's I'm floating to the door. I knock and my girlfriend opens the door and she had lit all these candles in this amazing little cottage, and we kiss and we sit on this little love seat, and she dips Oreos in peanut butter and she feeds it to me, which isn't super sexy, but it was still hot. We're drinking wine and she takes me by the hand down the hall. She had lit candles all the way, and in the main room there was a little pull-out couch with a small bottle of oil on it, and she had lit this huge raging fire. We're not talking, nothing needs to be said. I know what this is. And I'm staring deep into this fire and I'm feeling the warmth. I'm getting hot just thinking about this, not in a hot way, in a sweaty way. My girlfriend says, "Hey, will you rub this oil on me?" I turn around and she has taken her shirt off and she's just in a bra. She's holding the oil. And I'm "Yeah." And I walk over to her, candles everywhere. I'm walking away from this fire, super horny. I get the oil in my hands and I start rubbing it on her back. And then I start rubbing it on her front. She takes my shirt off and then she starts rubbing it on my front. And then she starts rubbing it down there. And then before I know it, we are naked and we are on top of each other and we are on the bed and we are making out and we are both on fire and my skin is literally tingling and everything just feels so right. This is just exactly what I had imagined this moment would be. And then she looks right into my eyes and she says, "Is your skin burning?" Kind of. "Why? Is your skin burning?" "Yeah, my skin is really burning." "Well, where did you get this oil?" "Well, I found it on the windowsill and I reached and I grabbed the bottle and on the bottle the label said kerosene."
Kerosene?
We were surrounded by fire. I don't know if you ever covered yourself in kerosene in a room full of candles while you're completely naked and vulnerable in your singing teacher's house, but it kind of feels like the worst possible joke the universe could play on you when you're a 19-year-old man, and this was the moment that you were banking on losing your virginity. Pro tip, kerosene is the absolute worst lube to use for sex. Yeah, this is the worst. So we immediately start blowing out the candles, channeling my singing teacher to use these breathing exercises. We are not in a good situation. Like, there were so many candles, I don't even know where she found these freaking candles. Like, who has that many candles? And I was an opera singer. We showered separately. She showered first and then I showered second. And if you've ever gotten kerosene all over your body, it like leaves like a blue film on your skin, which is not toxic. I mean, I looked like a really ugly teen Smurf. I literally had blue balls. We didn't have sex that day. I don't even actually think we talked after the shower. We just kind of like lied down and realized the gravity of the situation. I feel like I'm gonna cry. But don't worry, at home, we eventually did have sex. We dated for another 10 years and now we're married. So a lot of people ask me, Willy, what is the secret to a long-term relationship? And I always tell them, kerosene. I think that really sets you up for success.